What's up, guys? This is going to be another itemization video. Today we're going to be looking at this Warlock game to start. This was a win, and I went started Bassi, Wand, Arcanes, Shard, Ghost Scepter, and looks like it was a bit of a comeback win. So we'll take a look, see how it goes. Alright, so we'll start watching from here. We've got brown boots, Bassi, green drop cards. And we'll talk about like why I go to the items I go, and you know, talk about what other options could be and how, you know, what use we think we're getting out of these items that we have. So obviously right now I only have boots, very important. I'm playing with my team, around my ults. And I have the Shard Arcane queued up. So our lineup is Dawn a core? This Dawn is a core. Snap Warlock supports. I got Invoker, Medusa. So a bit of a greedier lineup, right? What does my Shard accomplish? It mostly accomplishes, you know, split pushing lanes safely, and being a source of farm, and just giving your hero like a really nice like group heal capability. Alright, so here I pick up the Arcanes first. I think this is just because it's a really good Arcanes game, even though our Snap already has it. We have 3 very mana hungry cores. Invoker can run out of mana, Medusa obviously loves more mana, and Dawn needs a lot of mana. And it also helps sustain, you know, everything else you want to do, and just spam spells off cooldown. Which is kind of my goal this game, is just be able to spam my heal and fatal bonds off cooldown. They don't have a lot of jump for me, so I don't have to worry about getting gone on. So I have like different options for what items I can go. So I'm gonna highlight this portion of this game, not because anything exciting happens, but pretty much because this is like what my normal gameplay looks like. So I'm TPing, spam a heal, spam some fatal bonds on some creeps, and then walk back, you know, get a D-ward down, and walk back and kind of just sit and occupy the mid lane. This is kind of what my gameplay looks like this game, and it's important to like kind of think about what you're doing in terms of like how you want to itemize. I'm not being particularly aggressive. My team is like doing a lot of split pushing. I'm kind of just sitting around the center of the map as a not very mobile hero. Sometimes I'm just sitting here clearing mid. And there's nothing else I could really be doing, right? I couldn't have been at this top fight because I TP top and walked mid. My TP was off cooldown. I don't like need to be at like all these like engagements, right? Warlock, like you kind of only need to be at engagements like, you know, every 3 minutes almost. I'm not saying you have to completely AFK, but a lot of what your gameplay looks like when your golem's off cooldown is like what I'm doing. And unless you like are really at threat of dying to their lineup before you get your golem off in team fights, a lot of times you kind of have this flexibility of like itemizing like Holy Locket, Mana Boost, Shard, things like this. Lots of different options. This was a mid Shen, by the way. That's why I used my ulti on him. Phase Orchid. Which kind of weird. But you can see that's how I'm playing, right? I'm just kind of like poking around, not doing a whole lot, casting some spells, and mostly just occupying and defending our mid tower, which is still alive at 18 minutes. It's like a pretty important tower to like try and hold. As I say that, we lose it. But I'm not doing anything fancy. I don't have ults, so I'm not trying to help my Medusa. So this leads into the Shard. The Shard is really nice. I think it's really good. Let's take a look at that fight. So this is a tough fight for me because I don't have Golem. What's my impact going to be? A Fatal Bond. And that's a lot of Warlock as well, right? Like, what is your impact in fights? It's usually just getting 1 round of spells off. So all you really need, item-wise, are things that get you that 1 round of spells off. And if you're getting that round of spells off before you're dying without any issues, you have options, right? Do I need a Holy Locket? I'm not really going to be alive that long to like get it off in an impactful way. Also, they have like a lot of sustained damage over time. but it's like kind of high sustained damage over time, like Visage, TA, the Chen creeps, CM. They kind of just like continuously like dump out damage. So like one Holy Locket burst is not really going to save anybody. The Shard, the Shadow Word, AoE is going to be really good against all these Chen creeps. It's going to be really good at depushing the waves that my team needs me to depush. So that's why I go this Shard. And I don't think there's like another huge option I could be considering, right? Let's look at our team's items. So we've got this like Blink build. Like other options I could consider are like just other supporting items that enable my team, like a Vlad's or drums. Those things are okay. The thing is with Warlock, a lot of times you die in fights after you get your round of spells off. So these aura items that like help your team while you're alive and like they're pumping out damage like aren't as good in like heroes where like you like kind of die pretty easily if the enemy looks at you, right? Like it's great if I have them and I stay alive, but if I die, the Vlad's isn't helping anybody. So that kind of turns you off to items like this. Like, do I need a Force Staff? Not particularly against their team. I mean, it's like okay against Treant ulti, I guess, but our problem is not really them like getting on top of us and not being able to disengage. Because once they're on top of us, a Force Staff I don't think really gets us away. It's not too great of a Force Staff game. And like if I'm Force Staffing somebody to save them, like I'm probably dying as well. Or it's like possibly I'm already dead before I would get a Force Staff off. Don't need a Blink. Blink's only good if you like need to stay way back before you're getting your spells off. Aether's not that impactful. Like I'm not really gonna get jumped at the start of these fights. So yeah, Shard to me makes a lot of sense. The other option is something greedier. Like Ag's Refresher, but I'm just not getting money this game. We've got a bunch of heroes that sit in lanes, and like kind of split push. Dusa mops up a lot of farm. I just don't have money for something like that. It's really greedy.
Radiant are scanning.
So I finally have my Shard, so we'll just take a second and watch how I play now that I have my Shard. Helping my team clean up some kills.
Regeneration.
Doing some keyboarding now that I have the opportunity. And I kind of just walk to a dangerous lane and shove it out. Why? Because like we had some space. I didn't think we wanted to fight right away. Like we weren't like we'd want to fight and held, but didn't want to take a fight right away. And we're kind of just delaying the game and like taking fights around like our Deuce's item timings. Like that's kind of how you need to play these games where you're like way behind, right? Just take fights around your carry's timings. You know, I get a little deep push going on this wave. Meanwhile, I'm taking my team to the smoke. But then what do? Just a Warlock. Get some wards down. Probably walk back to a lane and chill near a lane. Or chill behind my team since I have my ult up. Let's see, this is last patch.
Radiant's courier. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Sitting behind my team here. Nice little ulti on their mid-chin. And, you know, I'm a slow hero, right? Like, I can't just, like, be back at this mid-fight. I could TP, but it's like I already used my chaotic offerings. What's the point, right? So do something useful with your time. Split push. Yeah, I rejoin my team. They run right at me. It's really what happens. So yeah, is this Shard having amazing impact? Like not necessarily. Well here it's helping a lot actually. Like if you kind of see. My team's like kind of low. You know, everybody's like kind of low. Like these are not low, right? Everybody's missing like 400 HP, 500 HP, 600 HP, and then I heal them once, and now they're all full.
A bit rash.
so that's the benefit. I go this Ghost Scepter just so like if TA were to try and jump me, like I don't die. You could argue that it's not that useful because I haven't been getting jumped. It is also really good against the Visage though and the Chen creep, so it's not just the TA, and they do have these ways to like kind of run me down with physical damage that isn't just like TA, so I think that's why I got the Ghost Scepter. It hasn't been happening a lot, but it's always an option for them to do, and so that's why I just itemize defensively against that specific scenario. It's like thinking about how they're going to kill you, like what their abilities do. Alright, so we'll just look at my like how this fight goes and like see, you know, like what another item like helps. So here, get a nice heal off on, I think I missed the Invoker? Oh no, I got him. So I'm healing my Invoker and my Dawn, pretty helpful. They're getting a little low. This heal is definitely helping out my Dawn a bit. My Invoker's full HP now. I'm not getting gone on right, I'm not a huge threat. You could argue maybe I didn't need this Ghost Scepter, although we talked about the reasoning for it already, but maybe something like Drums would have been better. Note that everybody's like kind of low mana on my team, so this is where the Arcane Boots come in. I already used mine, and yet, you know, people are still starting to like run low on mana, right? But I'm able to get all my spells off. It's not really an issue. And these heals again, just keeping my team at like full HP. Or not full HP, but pretty close, right? After the fight's over, like they're all not a lot of HP to work with. So this is the reasoning behind these items. I think that they played out pretty well. I don't think there's anything else that could have been super impactful. At this point in the game, I don't think I end up... Do I end up buying another item? I think the game just like ends here. I just end the game with 3k gold. Yeah, I do. I mean, if this game were to extend, it's not going to, but if it were, I definitely could go for something greedier now that we've like gotten way ahead, right? I could go for like a Refresher or an Aghanims. I could also consider something like a Wraith Pact, and I think that would actually be very good in this scenario where we just need to kind of survive through their damage, which is like what Wraith Pact helps with, and then buff up my like cores, right? My Dawn, my Dusa. I think a Wraith Pact would actually be really nice and probably a really good next item if this game were to continue. Or something like a Refresher Orb, just to like double stun the TA or something like that could be really good. If I was having survivability issues, you could go back for like an Aeon Disc, or like a Force Staff if they're getting on top of me, or a Blink Dagger, I mean, if they're getting on top of me somehow. So that was this game. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like my channel, please give it a subscription. If you like the video, give it a like. If you have any questions, I do read the comments, so, you know, let me know. And if you want to be coached by me, check the link in the description to my Discord. There's all the information for how to sign up there, and I'll see you in the next video.